this game, but I'm going to do the countdown. And all right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the SECS number 17 Grand Finals. I am Maut. Here with me is NYJohn, and we had a great game one just a minute ago. Mixmixmix took it pretty convincingly at about 20-some odd minutes, I believe it was, with some great play from Omni-Knight and Dilated Mind playing absolutely fantastically. Of course, Kia with the damage on the Templar Assassin, which will get banned out this time around. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, and we've had some really good games today throughout the whole day, whichever competition you want to talk about. And now we're going to have another good one as we see Undying selected up with the first pick from Sleisel +4. And this is a hero you hate to play against, but you love to watch.
Absolutely. I mean, those zombies, I can't tell you how many times I've played against a Dirge pickup and like an all-pick game in the last like 3 games, and I've lost every time just because those zombies are so damn annoying. But we're actually going to see this Sven pickup this time around. It's going to be on the side of Mixmixmix. Very interesting pickup there, along with the Keeper of the Light. Bounty Hunter will be picked up as well for Sleisel. They got one more pickup here, and already, pretty standard pickups right now. But, this could be very interesting. And the Viper pickup from Sleisel is rather odd, wouldn't you think?
The Viper
Or
ban, you
ban,
mean?
excuse me. Yes, I apologize.
Yes. Viper ban's very interesting, especially since they took out TA, who Viper is usually targeted against. Usually you want a Viper to run against that Templar Assassin. But, I mean, they've gotten really good heroes. So they could have banned those heroes just to open up the pool a little bit more. And getting Undying and Bounty Hunter, that's a huge victory in its own right. They can pick up a Rubik here. They can pick up Jakiro here. And they're going to have 3 really formidable heroes, whatever they end up. Night Stalker as well. They're going to be looking great. And, I mean, perhaps even a little bit better than Mixar in the early picking phase. They go with Venomancer, though. Interesting.
Yeah, that's an interesting pickup, and I guess iPod Max will probably play that again, as I assume he played it he did play it in the previous game and played it rather strongly. But I mean, yeah, you mentioned there's Jakiro, there's the Night Stalker, there's a bunch of heroes that are really strong still in the pool. But you're going to pick up a Venomancer, which is strange to me, and that leaves Jakiro to go to the side of Mixmixmix, and now we're going to get into the second ban phase. So, I mean, do we see Keeper of the Light go into the off lane on the side of Mixmixmix? Is it going to be a tri-lane with those 3 heroes? I don't know. What do you think?
No, it has to be a conservative tri-lane for Mix in all likelihood, because recently Undying's been running in tri-lanes and aggressive tri-lanes where he is just so strong at diving under the tower that he needs some way to cope with it, and Keeper of the Light is one of the best ways to cope with it, because Illuminate does a whole lot of damage, as you know, and certainly he can fend off the aggression better than most supports can.
Yeah, and a good point there. If he drops that tombstone, that Illuminate will kill those zombies rather quickly, and you want to get rid of those as fast as possible. Plus, pushing back that creep wave, making sure that if you try to dive that tower, you're going to get punished for it. So we're going to get into the next ban phase real quick. Rubik and Naga Siren, the bans for Mixmixmix. On the side of Sleisel, we will have the Tidehunter, the Queen of Pain, of course, the Broodmother. So one more ban for the side of Mixmixmix. Looks like both teams could benefit from a mid hero right now at this point in time. I would be very surprised to see any of these heroes sent mid. So Templar Assassin not available this time around, which was played by Kia so fantastically last game. Also the Omni Knight, which was played by Dilated Mind. Actually, Kia was in the off lane. I just remembered that for some reason. But mid heroes are available. What are you thinking right now for mid?
Um, it's hard to predict what Sleece will want to go for, but Magnetar is still in the pool, and you cannot write him off in terms of his power, in terms of his ability to be versatile, whether it's off lane or mid lane. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Sleece will pick up Magnetar here, but they go with Juggernaut instead. So that's certainly an interesting pick. Undying Juggernaut Venomancer
Well,
wouldn't be
that's the
that great
first
of
blood
aggressive
lineup.
tri-lane.
Yeah, that's the first blood lineup. Like the Venomancer Jug, you hear all the time in like pubs. Like, yeah, you want first blood. That's probably the easiest way to do it. With an Undying added in, that's going to give you a lot of power. Magnus will be picked up, but this time on the side of Mixmixmix. And yeah, I mean, you can never really count out what Sleazel wants to put up mid or what he wants to do in terms of like how he wants to lane things or what heroes he wants to pick up. And they're going to pick up the Omni Knight, so they're like trading heroes right now, which is really really interesting. So I don't even know, man. Like, how is this gonna work?
Well, they put the Omni Knight mid again. Bounty Hunter can go in the off lane, and then they can put a 3-man aggressive tri-lane. It would be interesting. They don't have a stun to rely on, so they're going to be entirely based on the effectiveness of the Tombstone or the Gale if they do an aggressive tri-lane. But with Juggernaut's Ward, if they get that up early and get some levels in it, they can push really easily. Plague Wards, Juggernaut healing, Undying with the Tombstone. It's hard to fight on your own tower under the circumstances.
And then the Clinks will be the final pickup here on the side of Mixmixmix. And I mean, I also wanted to point out here that, Sleisel may play with these guys pretty often, but we've seen them with different, we've seen a different lineup with Sleisel under the name of April O'Neil Esports. It was, it's like Tacky, it's Defect, it is, Hannah Montana, famous from Complexity. And so these are completely different guys that he's playing with. I don't know if these guys are stand-ins or, if they've been practicing a lot together. So you got to give credit to Sleisel for getting this far with sort of the stand-in lineup. So on the side, once again, of Mixmixmix, we're going to have Hasu on the Sven, Kia on the Magnus, battle. Dilated Mind, DDM on the Clinks, SSJ, 420 Blazin, hashtag swag at YOLO.baylife. That's the only time I'm saying that name again. On the Keeper of the Light, Zeb on the Jakiro, and if you would be so kind to do Sleisel.
Surely, on the Radiant side, Sleisel +4, we have iPod Max playing the Venomancer, Alfalfa playing the Undying, Misha playing Omni Knight, Happy Cat playing the Juggernaut, and that leaves Sleisel on the Bounty Hunter. And Sleisel, of course, pretty good at those off-lane roles. He gets a lot of movement early and a lot of rune control, which is essential for those heroes.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be very scared, honestly. I would not want to play against the Sleisel Bounty Hunter. It could be pretty devastating. Once he gets that track up, you can expect to see him roaming around looking for kills, looking for ways to initiate, and with Happy Cat as well. This is a very strong mid-game lineup, I think, just because of the ultimate from Juggernaut. It's a very strong mid-game carry hero. You've got the Omni Knight as well, Venomancer, and the Undying. So they're looking to really, do some damage here in the mid-game. But at the same time, so is Mixmixmix, and we actually might see a small initiation here. Sleisel is roaming. They do love their early on ganks, and I don't know if they're going to find any. They'd have to dive the tower. I think Hasu did spot them out. In fact, he does type it out in chat, so that'll really ruin the fun on the side of Sleisel.
Yeah, and this is going to be one of those quasi-support Undyings. As you can see, his wards up early, so he's going to be able to get some farm. Venomancer will take off the whole support role, but he's going to do what he needs to for his team as well. And Undying is one of those heroes that, in the middle of team fights, because of the decay, he's so strong and formidable that he doesn't need all that much farm. He doesn't need to be the center of your farm, as we saw previously before 6.75. Some teams would try and feature him. That's not essential any longer. And this is the aggressive tri-lane I was talking about, running the Venomancer up here. The only questionable thing is they don't have any stuns. They're relying entirely on 1.5 slows, including the Tombstone and the Venomous Gale. So it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out, because one Stormhammer may thwart their aggression pretty effectively.
Already Zeb taking some damage. Venomous Gale, I don't know if that hit. I think it did just barely miss. They did get the decay off. So already a misplayed there by iPod Max. He missed that Venomous Gale. I want to talk about the counter initiation here, though, on the side of Hasu and his team. They've got that Stormhammer, plus the Ice Path would be great counter initiation if they sense any sort of urgency happening from Happy Cat, from Alfalfa, or iPod Max. We'll keep an eye on these guys already, but meanwhile, we're going to see Misha mid. Kia will be on that Magnus mid as well, bottom. Dilated Mind, and of course, we're going to see Sleasel's there as well. So two Invis heroes right now, and who will get the better in this lane, I'm not sure. Of course, the range from Dilated going to make it a little bit easier on him.
Magnus just missed a skewer on Misha to try and bring him within tower range, and Misha was sitting pretty low in health, so it would have been nice if he had landed it, but that's why he says oops in all chat.
Some funny plays. He likes to point out the mistakes as well as the great plays. This is Dota, so it's all fun.
And on the top lane, Blade Fury had to pop up to retreat because he got a little bit too forward. So some interesting plays to start off this game. 2 minutes in, no real action quite yet.
That's right, nothing really going on now. Leading the last hit chart, 8 for the Omni Knight. Kind of surprising, but Magnus is right there with him. And some players expressing their distaste with the ping right now, Kia specifically. Of course, the EDM in that range role actually has 5 last hits. Bounty Hunter's getting the better of him there, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And I'm not sure what Happy Cat will go for first in terms of items. He's got a Ring of Facilities that's going to give him some armor. They're maybe going to try to push this with the increased armor for the creeps if they want to, with Alfalfa and iPod Max here. Of course, that decay, like you said, making them pretty tanky here. So we'll have to see what happens. And I hate to focus solely on a tri-lane early on. I'd like to, get all the lanes, focused, but I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, I'm trying to focus on this tri-lane. Here we go. The aggression onto Sven. The Blade Fury is going to actually be blocked by all the creeps. He's still going to go under the tower, but Sven will be just fine. Illuminate flying off to deal some damage on the back end of that, so the supports really couldn't come in and pursue any further either.
Yeah, and that little bit of harass will set them back. Of course, not enough mana for Juggernaut to really get another Blade Fury anytime soon, and a Venomous Gale, same for the Venomancer. He does have a Clarity, but of course you do have the Ring of Basilius, which will give you that mana regen. And yeah, you can get creep blocked, unfortunately, and it's gonna be It's going to be a little bit of a misplay, but 301, a little bit of aggression going. Nothing in terms of kills just yet. There's the Stormhammer plus the Illuminate. Nicely timed. There's going to be the Ice Path, and it's 1, 2, 3 just like that. SSJ getting first blood unexpectedly. And there's going to be a Venomous Gale. Actually, I think it landed on all 3 of them, and they're going to keep going. Zeb taking a lot of damage from Alpha Alpha. Will they be able to get the kill? Decay is off cooldown, and in fact, he will do so. So, nice turnaround from Alpha Alpha, but first blood does go onto the side, I believe, of Hasu getting that. It's actually SSJ. That's correct. Getting the first blood there. So, 1 for 1 is the trade, but the first blood gold, you can't forget that.
And that response was really impressive. The fact that they were able to pick something up there, because they shouldn't have been able to, in all honesty. I don't think, with what they were working with, they should have been able to turn around and pick up a kill that close to the tower, but it was a really well-placed Gale. And
yeah, that Gale, man, on all 3 of them, he's like nothing better than that. And that, of course, the damage coming in from Alpha Alpha, doing a lot of right-click damage, surprisingly, as Undying. Okay, there's another initiation. There's going to be a Stormhammer. There's the Ice Path onto iPod Max. He's going to take some damage, and he will fall to the Illuminate damage. And that's how easy it is. And Keeper of the Light, so good at doing that. If you can land the Ice Path, you can land the Stormhammer, get those chain stuns off, and then the Illuminate to finish it all off. And it's working well for them.
Yeah, it's partially why I like Keeper of the Light better in a safe lane than in an aggressive lane like we saw in last game, is because your Illuminates are much easier to hit and you kind of know what you're working with more so than you would in an aggressive capacity. So that's definitely a plus. And this lane, they're going to have to adjust it sooner or later. Here we go, aggression again. Ice Path's going to chain up, but he gets to the Blaze Fury first. So Happy Go will be okay. They dropped on the Tombstone, but that'll be the end of that.
Absolutely, and you talk about the positioning for the Keeper of the Light. You're so right, and he's sitting pretty much right up here, right next to this tower, and he's able to hit Illuminates from like a mile away from what it seems to me. He's doing so well, and SSJ, I think, has the only 2 kills in the game right now as that Keeper of Light, but, I mean, he's doing a good job letting Hasu farm. Hasu only has 9 last hits, though. The Jug actually with 20, so eclipsing him by double at this point in time, which is pretty telling. So Happy Cat, they've lost the first blood, and they died again, but it doesn't necessarily matter if he's getting farm right now. Mid lane, getting pressured a little bit. Misha trying to get, Kia trying to get some last hits right now. He's actually leading the way with 26. Bottom, Dilated Mind, and Sleisel up there as well. Just a little bit of harassment going both ways, but really the action's happening all up here in the top lane, and we can't keep our eyes off of this lane for too long, lest we miss something there, which I don't want.
That's so true. And I mean, it has to be a little bit concerning. Like I said, they may have to start moving some pieces around, because Bounty Hunter can surely get up here and get some experience out of this lane, whereas they're struggling to do so with the other heroes right now. Bounty Hunter's going to get a track off on clicks, and he might go for the dive here. He doesn't have a Janata strike up. It's going to come up now, but he's going to have to back out of the tower, and he'll actually take damage.
The top lane, they actually get the kill on iPod Max. Nice Stormhammer from Hasu. Happy Cat trying to chase it down, though, but he's in a bad position. Ice Path might fly out next. Looking for Illuminate. Here comes Kia as well from the mid lane, and looking for another kill. There's the reverse polarity, using it on Happy Cat. They want this kill. Will they get it? Looks like they will. Trying to get out of there somehow, but Keeper of the Light getting another kill. He's on a killing spree. Good rotation from Kia. The Tombstone does go down, and they do not lose any heroes to the Tombstone. So, very close plays. We actually see Misha rotating up. There's nobody here. I don't know what he's trying to go for. He's looking for a lot of kills, I think, with this purification. He's being very brave, but he's got a haste rune, so he's actually going to head into the jungle right now. There is this Observer Ward here. It will go away in just a second. They're actually going to keep chasing. Misha does need to be careful. He's got the repel. He's looking for the purification, actually just going to barely miss it, and he'll get out now, and he's actually going to buy his Arcane Boots on the way, so nice little drive-by there, and he'll leave that lane alone.
Yeah, I mean, top lane just going fully in favor of the Dire right now, but the Radiant keep persisting, and now Stormbolt's going to fly off onto Undying, but a lot of damage is going to come onto Venice. He tries to retreat here, but gets hit by a nice Gale, and he'll go down.
Nice play by Happy Cat. iPod Max to combine with that kill there. We actually see the Bounty Hunter rotating up. He's level 7, by the way, so he does have that track on him. They can maybe look for even more track kills, and that would be that would put them in definitely a good position. And Happy Cat with his last hits right now, not too bad, 26. There's going to be the Ice Path. The Illuminate will fly as well, will hit, but there's no follow-up with the Stormhammer. Here we go with Sleisel diving the tower. Nice Venomous Gale on the Zeb. There's the Shuriken Toss getting the kill. SSJ 420 trying to get out. He was going to try to charge his Illuminate. Will go off, but he's going to die in the end. Happy Cat, Blade Furying out, getting body blocked by iPod Max. Not that it matters. They're good to go. That's 4-4. They tie it up in terms of kills. WTF says Misha, or excuse me, Kia. I don't know what happened mid, but under attack. Some did.
Radiant's bottom
I'm not sure either. I was watching the top lane, and that's a really big fight for them. Bounty Hunter get in there. They got some track gold on the back end of it, and that's what I was talking about, getting some movement or getting something going, because it was really stagnating. The 3 versus 3 matchup was not working out, so bringing in Sleisel, it certainly goes a long way in the long-term effects of opening up this lane, taking down the tower, and then perhaps letting Juggernaut switch, go to the bottom lane, get some farm on himself, while Sleisel takes over the roaming role.
Absolutely. He's actually going to throw up another track here on Hasu. Not sure they're going to do anything with it. They want this tower. There's no fortification available. They already used it. This tower should be going down. Last hit going to Happy Cat. He's going to get that extra gold. He's got 1,200 gold on him. Sleasel's going to TP back to the base right now. And looking at the graphs right now, XP looking pretty even. It's 8 minutes into the game, by the way. 1,500 going in gold for the side of Sleisel. So they've got a good start to this game. They did lose first blood, but it doesn't matter. The farm's going pretty well for them, with the exception of Magnus leading the way in the mid lane right now. NYJohn's not too far behind though, and with that tier 1 tower going down, they can look to maybe farm this lane or push a little bit more, or just rotate and look for some more ganks here. We actually see Bounty Hunter is going to head top again.
Yeah, Bounty Hunter is going to rotate, and this is what he's going to do for the remainder of the game, essentially. He has his phase boots up, so he has a good amount of damage output. He needs a little bit more in terms of survivability, but here goes Happy Cat. He uses the Blade Fury. The track is up on top of Sven. They're going to be able to pursue him pretty effectively. These are going really far in, and the turnaround. Oh boy, Sleesel's just barely making it out of there.
How is he not dead is my question. Hasu taking a lot of damage from Decay. True Katalis will finish it off, so Sleisel going back in just for the kill. Happy Cat in some trouble. He's got Omni Slash. Oh, that Illuminate very close to killing him. The magic stick charge saving his life, essentially. He'll pop a salve as well, and they'll get out. Meanwhile, Misha going down. And Kia's going to rotate up, and iPod Max and Happy Cat here looking for a kill as well. Now Kia's going to get back out, realizing that he's not in the best position. And Sleisel will TP down bottom. Also, we haven't seen Clinks like at all this entire game.
No, he's been on the bottom lane. He's level 8. He has not that much farm. He has a decent amount of farm, I suppose. But you can see Sleisel putting some harass on him right now. His CS is 38 for 1, so in terms of that, he's doing pretty well. Maybe expect him to do a little bit better and keep up with the free farmers, because he does have that extra damage from the searing arrows. So it's a little bit surprising that he's not high. And when OmniKnight has better CS than you, and you're only matched up against the solo, it's questionable. The middle lane, there's some aggression on Magnus. He's going to jump back past the tower, and they're pursuing with everybody.
There's the Omni Slash. He's going to go on 2. Not going to be enough damage to take anybody down, though. Tombstone was pop. There's the Illuminate. Flying on a lot of people. Nisha's going to purify himself. And Zeb very close to going down. One more right click to do the job. Undying getting the kill there. Repel up on the Undying right now. He has his Flesh Ball pop. There's going to be the Guardian Angel as well. The Stormhammer's going to fly in. It's going to do a bit of damage. Hasu's taking some damage. Buyback happening from Magnus right now. He's going to look for another initiation. Maybe a reverse polarity. He's actually on cooldown. He already used it. Looking to skewer right now. Dilated Mind taking a bit of damage. He's very squishy on that Clink. Sleasel's still diving. They can't find him. They don't have any vision right now. Dilated Mind trying to get out of there. He's going to pop his Skeleton Walk. It doesn't matter. He's tracked up. So he's going to back off now to the base, I think. And 8-5 is the score. And Sleisel looking pretty strong right now.
Yeah, that's probably an instance where you don't expect Dilated Mind to TP in. He probably could have done better work on the bottom lane. The tower's below half health. He could have got some more farm going. He came into a situation that was going to be difficult for him to really pick off some kills, and he almost actually dropped. So a little bit questionable in that regard.
Nice Ice Path on 3. I don't think they're going to call this off. Illuminate doing a lot of damage as well. They should at least push this back. I don't think they'll fight into this tower now. Zeb taking a bit of damage though from Sleisel, and in fact Sleisel will get the kill. Nice reverse polarity onto 3. There's going to be the shockwave. Will they be able to get the kills? The Illuminate not doing nearly enough damage. Happy Guy going to turn this around. They get 2. One is gone down. Sleisel, he's the one that's dead. Dilated Mind trying to look for some kills. Nice Stormhammer. Alpha taking some damage. There's the Poison Nova. Clink's going to get the kill on Happy Cat in the meantime. So 2 for 2 is the trade. I'm surprised that they're not able to get more out of this though on the side of Mixmixmix and Hasu. Oh boy, will he go down? In fact, will. Venomancer getting that one, and SSJ is in trouble. Ice Path going to hit up on iPod Max. Nice purification. Repel will go as well. And Dilated trying to chase after him.
Yeah, Misha's trying to survive.
Yeah, he just wants to get out. He's like, no man, I don't want this. He'll purify himself, so he'll be okay right now. And I think if Dilated tried to dive that, he would have been dead from the tower. He's too squishy.
Yeah, that was, I mean, these heroes on the Radiant right now are just barely surviving constantly, and it's giving enough time for OmniKnight to get those heals up and restore them back to a decent place, but they just can't finish on the kills right now. There's not enough damage coming out from the Dire as it stands. The crucial heroes are going down. Sven went down pretty early in that fight. Magnus got a pretty good ultimate off, but there wasn't enough follow-up to make it really impactful.
Taking some damage as SSJ. There's going to be a skewer, and Sleisel wants the kill. In fact, will get it. Now he's in some trouble. He's going to try to ghost walk away, but will he go down? No, the repel going to just go on him. Nah, it wasn't needed. He needed purification, if anything, but he'll survive regardless. Oh man, he had like 20 HP, 38 right now, so he's going to get out somehow alive. And 4 grouped up again, once again, looking for this tier 1 tower, and Clinks takes the tier 1 bottom in the meantime, and he's Yeah, I mean, his farm is... He's got 1,800 gold in the bank, but not much else in terms of farm. So.
Well, that was the right decision for him. He needs to stop getting involved in fights that aren't going to culminate in anything more than a couple kills. Like, they're not threatening this tower as much right now, so for to stay bottom and farm is really important. Meanwhile, I don't even know how Sleisel survived. The fact that they couldn't kill him under his own tower with all the focus in the world, I don't know if there's not enough invis detection, maybe that's the case, but something's going horribly wrong for them as it stands right now.
Absolutely, I agree. I mean, they should be getting... There's a bunch of kills that they should be getting right now, and they're just not getting them on the side of Mixmixmix. And now we see a dive happening here from Alfalfa and his teammates. Flesh Golem is popped. They're looking for a Sun. Tombstone is going to pop up Zeb, trying to get out of there, and they are going to pressure this tier 2 tower right now. And tier 1 even actually is not down yet, so they have to turn around. They cannot dive this far back. I mean, they want kills, but you got to push this tower now, and they're going to be able to do so. I wanna ask. There's something that's pretty interesting in my opinion. That one reverse polarity that got free, so then him with the Stormhammer. If he has Cleave instead of Warcry, do you think that they get more kills there?
Maybe they got one of those kills and closed in on it, but I don't think it made all the difference in the world. Warcry is a really strong skill, and to have 2 levels in it against a Juggernaut, it's pretty important because any armor helps significantly. So I wouldn't really criticize that. And in fact, Bounty Hunter too. You need the armor to try and mitigate Bounty Hunter's minus armor. So I don't think that's really the problem. I think the problem is that they're not coordinated enough, where one person's going in reverse polarity's there, the Warhammer's there, but the Illuminate's not on time, or it's just not all going on at the same time. And they have a pretty good team fight, so they need to work on it.
Can't argue with that logic. Meanwhile, Misha's going to get an initiate. He's going to purify himself. And he's going to get seared as well. Reverse polarity. They're already going to get the kill on Misha. Sleesel's in some trouble. Do they have detection? Is the question. Doesn't look like it. There's going to be the dust pop, but it's a little too late now. He's gone. Ice Path barely missing. They're going to chase after him, but don't need to. So Sleisel will be able to get out just for a moment. He's going to heal right back up. He did pop a regen rune. And he's actually going to try to initiate on Dilated Mind, taking a lot of damage from that Shuriken Toss. So 12 to 8, 15 minutes into the game, 59 lives. So I want to look at the net worth, though. That's really the important thing here. Bounty Hunter is leading the way, but actually, Dilated is not too far behind. XP 2,000, gold looking at about 4,000. 2,000 actually going in favor of the Dire, but gold going 4,000 in favor of the Radiant. So still pretty close.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a close game. The problem is, well, that last fight, that was much better coordination by the Dire. They got in there, they used the exact amount of skills they needed to pick out that, whoever they killed. Did they kill Bounty Hunter in it?
Omni.
I'm not even sure. Omni.
They barely missed Sleisel.
So they did a good job of finishing him off there, and now, moving forward, the question is going to be, why is Dilated moving for all these fights? He should just stay bottom. I mean, I know Juggernaut's down there, but he's rotating back down there now. He needs to just stay there and farm because his gold isn't quite there yet. 20 minutes, he needs to have that Orchid up to really get anything going. And it's so important for Klinks to be on time with his farm when he has the opportunity to do so. That his team could have done without him in that middle right there. They didn't really need the Klinks to finish off those kills.
No, absolutely not. And you make a good point. He does need that Orchid Malevolence. That silence would be huge on any number of heroes on the side of the Radiant. Of course, also amplifying that damage. So, surprised that he doesn't have that yet, but then you're right in saying that he hasn't been. He's been in too many of the fights, I think. Happycat trying to push this lane out a little bit, going to try to do some damage to the tower. We might see some rotations. Illuminate will fly to push this back just for a moment. It looks like narrowly missing 2 heroes. So, a little more aggression. They want to maybe go for a fight here.
They're actually going to wrap around.
Yeah, they will wrap around. Flesh Golem is popped. There's going to be an Ice Path missing on everybody. And Illuminate's doing some damage right now. Oh, Zeb taking so much damage. Sleisel getting the kill there. The Mana Leaks as well. There's the Guardian Angel. Will fly out. However, they will take the tower just fine. Will they continue to push is the question. They'd have to fight under the tier 2, and I'm not sure they would want to do that. It looks like Happycat will use his charge right on Dilated Mind. Will he get the kill? The question, yes, he's actually taking that one up. There's the reverse polarity. Misha taking some damage. Will purify. He had taking some damage as well. There's going to be neck popped on the side of the Radiant right now. Nice storm coming in from Hasu. Repel onto Happycat. He wants to get out. Alfalfa getting another kill. Buyback coming in from the side of Klinks. He's looking for some kills. He's looking to find somebody. Misha and iPod Max trying to get out, as well as Alfalfa, and that's going to be the end of the aggression. I think it was 2 for 1, I believe. Plus the tower
there was a buyback, so it may have been 2 for 3. Klinks fought back, and I think Coddle or one of the other supports died, Jakiro or Coddle. So it was an interesting fight. I mean, once again, the reverse polarity was there when 2 of his teammates were already gone and not part of the fight. It was a really good reverse polarity. It almost killed a couple, but they're able to narrowly make it out because of this Omni-Knight pick, and he's just working to perfection right now, as he did in last game too. Perhaps they found something. Omni-Knight is back. the vengeance.
And it's that's exciting. Anytime we get to see heroes that we don't normally see used effectively and strongly in games, it's really great. Mid looking to push some aggression with said Omni-Knight right now. He's actually looking to build that mech. He has that buff up, looking for the headdress and the recipe. I don't know what they're going to do. It looks like they maybe want to back off here for just a moment. Dilated Mind bound down to the bottom lane. Still trying to farm right now, and that's what he needs to do. Sleisel going to rotate to get that haste rune as well. And I think the side of Sleisel is doing the right thing, trying to pressure these towers, looking for team fights. I mean, they really haven't lost anything yet. If you look at the net worth, I mean, they're winning pretty much every facet as far as net worth goes.
Yeah, I think they're doing a really smart thing though for the Dire team. They're going to go ahead and try and take this tier 2 on the bottom and just go for a straight trade, because they can not contest this as a team fight. They don't have reverse polarity for another 20 seconds, so they need to back up. And if they don't lose anybody here, which they might now that a Venomous Gale gets hit,
right as you say
retreat
that.
is on.
Nice ice
Zep's
pad.
going to drop kind of low. The Mummy's going to try and finish him off. And Sleisel actually gets the last hit on him. He is going to turn out of the base, and he gets stunned off by the Drain Chakra. But they can't overextend for this. They can't come out of the base, really, so they'll let it go. But if they hadn't picked a fight there and lost the hero unnecessarily, they would have got a tower trade, and a trade at this stage of the game, that's probably good for them. I mean, they're behind. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Absolutely. Right as you said, you know, they can't really fight, they can't really look into going it as they do with the Venomous Gale forming out. Stormhammer onto iPad back as well. Goes down. Nice reverse polarity. Can they finish it off this time around? Is there enough damage? Illuminate. There's the Guardian Angel, and they turn it around, and Hasu just goes down immediately as well as Magnus. Undying getting the kill on the Magnus, of course, Jug on Hasu. So somehow they get the reverse polarities on the right heroes. They just don't do enough damage in time to kill Misha. Gets that Guardian Angel out, and then he turns it around. Nice Illuminate, though, but mech will be popped in. Misha's playing as a jack of all trades right now with that mech and all these heals. He's going absolutely out of his mind, 18-10. And so previously Mixmixmix with that Omni-Knight pickup going so well. Now on the side of Misha here for Sleisel, and it's just looking pretty good. 7,500 gold experience difference, and they're going to look for the tier 2 top.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been a little bit harsh on Dilated Mind in terms of his decisions, but if you look at the actual farm on Magnetar, he is sitting at 1,400 gold in the bank, but we're at 20 minutes, and he has Arcane Boots. That's pretty much it. And he was a solo middle. He stood par with the Omni-Knight in terms of CS there, but Omni-Knight has by far and large surpassed him in terms of actual farm, and that's a little bit concerning for your solo middle to not have a real item up. He has boots. That's all at the 20-minute mark, and I don't know if it's because the team fights just haven't been going properly, but his CS certainly dropped off as well, only at 58, and that's a little bit concerning too. Kia playing brilliant games up until this point. I casted 2 of them before you were even here, and he had a game 15-0 at the end of the game on top of his Queen of Pain as Clinks picks off a Venomancer somewhere.
Down in the mid lane. And yeah, no, you bring up a really good point. Kia's been playing really well. I think one of the things as well is that a lot of the gold is coming through track gold and through kills, and Kia's just kind of running in there and looking for reverse polarities, and for the most part he's hitting a lot of good ones, but they're just not able to finish it off. They just don't have the damage, thus not getting him as much farm. I mean, 4 deaths isn't a lot of deaths, but he just hasn't been able to really get the farm. He's been sort of giving it to the Sven, giving it to Dilated Mind, who's been trying to farm lanes. Sven doesn't have too much either. He's got 1 Ogre Club. He's trying to get that BKB, but that's going to be a while. Meanwhile, we actually see Happy Cat. Looks like he's going to go on Roshan right now. So early Roshan attempt here from the side of Sleisel, and if they take this, they'll be in the driver's seat for sure. Not that they aren't already, but...
Yeah, and Orchid's about to be finished by Dilated Mind, so it's a much-needed pickup coming out to him, perhaps a little bit too late. This is around the normal timing. I mean, 20 minutes is usually when you see it come out. He's going to focus on the tower, so they're going for another trade, and this is the smart decision. So after a couple of questionable decisions, they're doing the right thing. They may very well know that they're in the Roche pit. They may have no idea, but either way, they can't do anything about it right now. And getting towers, if they get 1, maybe 1.5 towers with some extra pressure from Dilated Minds, that's going to be a pretty decent trade for them.
Yeah, I mean, you get the Aegis and the 200 gold and all that, but of course, Dilated Mind getting the farm, getting that Orchid, that's going to be, and of course the experience as well. Happy Cat will pick up the Aegis, or Aegis, or however you might say it. Someone told me that it was Aegis recently, which is ridiculous. I'm just going to call it Aegis. I don't know why you call it Aegis. Regardless.
I heard that too. But now the blink is up for Kia. The thing is, he's been getting pretty much perfect ultimates the whole time, so blink is not going to change that very much. The rest of his team needs to shape up a little bit if they want to have success here. But this is where the Orchid's going to come into play. If they could silence up the Omni-Knight, that's going to be huge. If they get that up and they can prevent that ultimate from coming out on time, they can get some of those finishes on some of those low health heroes, this is going to be an opportunity for them. And the game isn't over, but there is a decisive advantage, and they're going to need some brilliant team fights to pull it back.
Absolutely. And the one disconcerting thing, I think, on the side, actually, not so much anymore. He was level 10 a minute ago on the Sven, but actually he's actually tied with Jug, who I guess is sort of the secondary farmer, considering if you think about, the Clinks and, of course, the Bounty Hunter, they're leading the way in levels right now. Meanwhile, though, they're looking at Misha right now. They're trying to defend this, just sort of staring at each other. Here comes iPod Max. Needs to back off, though. The rest of his team is not there yet. Sleasel's making his way over. He's got a DD Rune bottle. He's got an Ogre Club. He's got his Vlads working on BKB. Actually might see an initiation from Dilated Mind. He's looking for something. He wants to go on Misha, I'm sure. He's like, just give me the opportunity to go. He's just waiting for the go.
He's acting as a glorified ward right now because there's no detection on the Radiant team, which is a little bit surprising.
Fear not heresy.
And they're going to go through in a second. I've got a feeling. If they want to defend this, they need to go again.
Oh,
nice reverse polarity. Nice shockwave as well. Doing a ton of damage. There's the skewer right into everybody, and that's the team fight that they need right now, but they haven't gotten everybody just yet. Somehow these guys are still alive. Sleisel is going to actually turn this around, get another kill there. The tombstone being so annoying. Happy Cat in some trouble right now. Sleisel is very low as well. That should have been a lot more kills. That was absolutely perfect. Oh, man.
Yeah, that was a really good engagement. That is exactly what they needed. And like I said, Glorified Ward was doing a good job of spotting out where the opening would be. Kia took full advantage of it, got a huge ultimate up. It's a little bit concerning that they didn't get any of the really important heroes. I mean, Omni Knight is important for certain, but Bounty Hunter and Juggernaut both survived. Juggernaut still has the Aegis as well, and they would have liked to take that down because he got low on health. They just couldn't land that finishing blow, and it's partially because Sven went down earlier in that fight, and he could not put enough damage to kill him.
And I mean, that's been the story of these games so far with the Omni Knight. It's just they get down low, but it's not enough. Meanwhile, SSJ taking some damage from Sleisel, and there's going to be the kill on Dying coming in with Decay, and it's going to pick that up. I don't know if track was used on that one. I have to believe it was. I imagine. That's going to give them even more gold. 25 minutes in the game, 21-13. Once again, this is the SECS Grand Finals, game number 2 between Mixmixmix and Sleisel +4, cast by Maut and NYJohn. And right now, Dilated looking for some more farm, and I think really what Mixmixmix needs to do is to get Sven some sort of farm. He needs some more levels, he needs some more damage. He'll get that partly through BKB, but not enough. He needs things like a Mask of Madness. Because if you get that ult off of the Magnus, and if you can stay alive, you can do so much damage, and you can just take care of people rather quickly to get the right amount of hits in there. But they're going to take this tier 2 on the side of Mixmixmix, and yeah, they're looking pretty strong right now.
Yeah, and the Radiant team are coming into a really big advantage right now. They're hitting their next level items. So Pipe is up on Undying. They're about to have the Manta up on Juggernaut. They also have Force Staff on Omni, and Bounty Hunter is really close to finishing off a BKB. So this is going to be the timing where they want to really be aggressive.
And they've got the Pipe Pop. They're looking to do some damage to the tower. Pipe is gone now, though. Nice reverse polarity. There's no follow-up. Nice Ice Pop again. There's going to be a Stormhammer. Will they be able to get more this time? And finally, it seems to all click. The Aegis has been popped. They're chasing after Misha, but on the backside, Omni Slash could be able to come out, but he's actually going to TP away, and that's what they wanted. That's exactly what they needed. It finally clicked.
That was brilliant, and I mean, they got everything up perfectly. They had to chain off that Ice Path well, and Kia got so many heroes in it that it was so effective, and that's why it's a little bit questionable that the one in before the BKB timing was there, because the chain wouldn't have been nearly as effective if Bounty Hunter got out of it with the BKB up, and instead he has to buy back on the back end of it, and now he's going to delay his BKB that much more. So, a little bit curious that they were trying to force into the base this early.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think they have enough farm to really try to do that. I mean, it's still relatively close. Honestly, the experience now going actually 5,000 in favor of the side of the Dire. However, the gold's still 7,500, but that's not nearly enough gold advantage, I think, despite the fact that net worth is pretty much being led by everybody on the side of the Radiant. I mean, they could still, really come back and get some nice kills here. Sleazel's going to look for a kill on Zeb right now. Zeb is very low. He's been tracked up. He needs to actually try to get out of there. He's going to Ice Path, and it's not going to do much. Meanwhile, I'm not getting a kill on Clink, so immediately they head to the jungle and sort of make mistakes and lose 2 heroes. So not the best follow-up to a nice team fight that you just had.
Yeah, no, that was just sloppy. They couldn't do anything else off the back end of that. I'm not sure why they went that far. It seemed a little bit overzealous, and as a result, they lose a couple of heroes, and now they're just going to go ahead and try and march back towards the base. So this is a little bit questionable. I mean, if Sleisel loses another fight or two like this, and Jakiro's going to be back up in a moment. They're going to start giving hope to Team Mix.
Absolutely, and but the 23-second cooldown here for the Clinks. Does he have a buyback is the question. Meanwhile, we're seeing looks to be a big fight trying to break out here. Trying to take this tower down, Illuminate trying to push them back. Nice skewer into the reverse polarity. We'll get two. There's the Ice Path Kia taking too much damage though. They're trying to get some more kills. Stormhammer complete from Hasu trying to get more, but the mech has been popped. They're still going. And Hasu wants more, but he can't. He's trying to get that zombie thing down, and it's gone. AKA the Tombstone.
Tombstone's down, God's Strength was popped, but Bounty Hunter's not here, and they're not nearly as good a team fight team without the track. In fact, they're going to jump on top of Alpha. He gets silenced up as well, but the heal should keep him okay. Turn their attention to Omniknight, and now it's a very scattered team fight. As Dilate's going to try and finish off Undying again. Can they get him? He's dropping pretty low. Dilate's going to pursue and try and get the last hit here. Oh, but they're going to pop off the Guardian Angel, and they should be relatively safe. Hasu may be in a bad spot now, as Happy Cat's going to focus in on him. It should be enough to take him down. In fact, he does drop, but Hasu drops in the middle as well. Alfalfa's not done yet. He's trying to chase down Dilate. Misha's going to come back in as well. Ice Path flies off and catches Undying at the end of it. And that's going to be the end of the fight. That was really drawn out. A lot of buybacks happening.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. That was a drawn-out fight, and there was lots of happening. The biggest thing to note about that fight was that Dilated just tried so hard to kill Alfalfa. The heals coming in, the mechs, what have you. Meanwhile, Happy Cat going to go right in on Gisette, going to get the kill there. He's got his Magic using the Blade Fury to get the kill this time around. He's going to get repelled. This should be a tier 3. There's no fortification available. Will they be able to take the racks is the question. They have Magnus available, but no Spence as well. They do have the Clinks here. They're going to take the tower. They're going to try to focus the melee rack. The fight has been popped. Happy Cat still has it on right now. There is no reverse polarity now, at least not for another 15 seconds. Illuminate trying to push this back. They're taking damage. Here comes Skid. Is actually going to skewer in the wrong direction. They're going to miss it there. Flesh Golem is popped. Tombstone is down. Dilated Mind taking some damage right now. Rack's still not dead yet, and in fact, they will go down now. iPod Max taking a lot of damage. Will go down there. So they get the racks. They lose the Venomancer, and they'll back off right now. Stun on Alfalfa from the Mana Leak, and he should be good to go, though. Sleisel can actually try to get the kill on SSJ before he does back off. There's going to be a reverse polarity on to 3 right now. They need more. Nice Stormhammer, nice chains. Will they get more is the question. There's 2. Will they get 3? Kia's still chasing. He's trying to get the kill here on the back end. Sleasel's trying to go on SSJ. He's going to get the kill perhaps. They're still chasing. Now they're going to turn around and maybe look to go on Sleisel. Sleasel's in some trouble. Do they have vision? Do they have a gem? Do they have anything? It doesn't look like it. So they lose the melee racks, but they pick up 3 kills in the process. Oh, man. John, this is a crazy game.
Hey, you want to hear something really funny?
What?
The Radiant team has 2 mechs. I don't know why or how, but Undying has had a mech for a long time, and Omnia has a mech too. So I don't know what kind of exploit they're trying to take out of this game, but that's not going to work.
That's not going to work. I wonder how long that happened. How did we miss that?
It must have been for a while. I just naturally from last game assumed Omniknight would have it, but then I had subconsciously realized that Undying had it too, and oh man, it just goes to show how big of a lead that they had, that it hasn't really been impactful at all. It's 2,600 gold wasted on one of them, and it just hasn't really meant anything to this point. But that was a pretty big fight. I mean, they lost the racks. They got a couple kills on the back end of it. The problem is kills for the Dire aren't as impactful as kills for the Radiant because of the track gold coming into play. So losing your racks is going to be really tragic, and it's going to make it that much more difficult for them to come back into this game.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard, but I mean, with Sven, with the reverse polarity, if they can get it done, it's with these heroes, of course, with that reverse polarity. They need Sven to get more farm. Dilated doing a good job right now. He's actually caught up a little bit in net worth. He's above the Omniknight right now. He needs a little bit more. He does pick up that Chrysalis. That crit damage will be a little bit nicer. He's also going to go for a different pair of boots. They will be power treads. He'll pick up the Ring of Protection as well. And then he'll head mid with his team, which looks to be smoked up right now. They're looking for an initiation. They might find Misha right now, who is repelled. And Hasu's going to try to bait this out for the moment, but they're not going to find anything unless they want to go on Misha here. Hey, this is a ridiculous game.
Yeah, it's a really interesting game. Once again, we see a game where a team has a decisive lead, unable to really capitalize on it, and it's understandable because they're trying to push into a Magnus. It's certainly no easy task. Pushing into Magnus and Jakiro is always hard, and we see this pretty often with a lot of these heroes that are apt at turtling, and Coddle in the mix as well. It's not easy to penetrate the base. In the last team fight, that's a result of due diligence, and they only got that melee barracks just barely. They lost a lot of heroes at the end of that. And now Roshan's going to be tempted.
They did actually get there. They had smoked up, but they got caught out by the illusion using a lot of their abilities on that one, so they realized what's up there. But Happy Cat going to try to whack away here on this Roshan right now. See if they can take it. There's the silence on top, and there might be reverse polarity. It misses.
Wow.
That's a big miss right there. Omnislash flying off. That's doing a lot of damage as well. Necropyre is up. Astro trying to do some damage. Guardian Angel has been popped as well. Kia looking to get some more damage here. One going down on either side. Now two here. Kia's going to go down. Nisha's going to get back heal. Hasu. He's going to fall. There's just too much damage. That reverse polarity missing is absolutely devastating. He needed to hit that.
They stand no chance of reverse polarity misses, and that's just because they're so far behind in farm that they need to perfectly execute every team fight, and that's why it's going to be more difficult when you move outside of the base. The last couple of team fights have come at the when they're on the high ground of the base, and that certainly does ease a little bit. Lynx is going to get picked off here by a sentry placement outside of the Roche pit, so he tried to run in and check for the Aegis, I suppose. That was a little bit greedy, and as a result, he's going to drop unnecessarily. And we might see GG come out here in a moment, because it looks like Mix are on their last legs, and they're going to press and probably take another Rax in a moment.
And if it was GG, what better way to end Season 17 than with a Game 3? Both of these teams have been playing extraordinarily well. Unfortunately, they do miss that reverse polarity, that critical reverse polarity they needed to hit it. But they're going to try to take this melee Rax in the top lane. Meanwhile, Alfalfa going to try to dive here. Mech is popped. Zed looking for a nice path. Not going to hit it. Melee Rax is gone. Ranged is next. The next target right now. Everyone's up except for Clinks right now. There's going to be a blink coming in. There's the skewer. No reverse polarity for another 12 seconds. Here comes Ven as well, looking to do some more damage. Sleisel taking some damage. He's going to back right off. Hasu taking a bit of damage in his own right. Alfalfa trying to come in. There's the Venom scale, and Hasu taking too much damage. He's going to go down. Nice ice path. There's the reverse polarity as well. They're going to try to take more damage here. Alfalfa's very low. Will he go down? The purification is actually going to turn around and get the kill on Kia and Zeb and SSJ, and this should be it, I think. And they're going to try to take this, but here comes Hasu. He's back up. He's looking for more kills. He's going to be in a right-click battle with Happy Cat, and I don't think he wants that. He's going to have to back right off, and that's it. And he's going to try to get to the well. Silence up on Happy Cat right now. He uses his Manta Style, though, with the ult, and it's a lot of damage. Getting the kill on 1 and 2. And there's a stun onto 2 as well. Misha might be going down here. The mech is popped, and oh my gosh, just every time they look for a kill, it's just so close, but just no cigar.
And he just, Happy Cat just bashed Sven for days. He got 2 subsequent bash procs and was able to finish him off because of that. And I think during his Omni Slash, he actually bought the basher. I'm not 100% sure, but he only had, actually I am 100% sure, he had a Javelin, and he Omni Slash, and while he was in Omni Slash, he finished off the basher. Really awesome play there. And now Clinks is going to just try and fight, but GG is called. That's going to be it. So 1-1, like you said, Game 3. And no better way to finish it out. Both teams taking risks in either game. And we'll probably see them revert back to normal strategies now.
Yeah, then we'll probably want to go for some safe strategies here. Some strategies that they've worked on. Surprisingly, that this Magnus pickup didn't work. I mean, it was just they had so many good reverse polarities. It's just they couldn't get the kill, and that's the Omni Knight story right there. It's just the Guardian Angel, everything about that. Of course, the repel, purification, the mech, just the heals. I mean, if I had to pick an MVP, it would probably be Misha on the Omni Knight. That's my MVP of the game. So we will get into the next game in just a moment, guys. Thanks for watching. This is SECS 17. Once again, I'm Maut, NYJohn, and we'll be back in just a moment here.